Danielle MacBean.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, and thank you so much for bringing me to the Clyde Bar in Helensburgh, Scotland.
Yes, I thought you needed an education in pubs. And they sell whiskey here that's spelt correctly. There's no E in it.
We are going to get on really well by abusing us Irish right out of the bat. That's a great start. Why is it your favourite bar? I can sort of see why, but you tell us
Yeah.
why.
Do you know, I think I'm too old for this pub now. This was my formative years. I worked in the pub next door to it. So you don't drink in the pub that you work in. So I would come in here, and this is where my life was for about 10 years until I got married. That corner is where I met my husband, actually. So,
Oh.
my now husband. So, yeah. So it
So
holds.
did you sort of walk in and he sort of know where to go? You can't get out. Yeah, right.
It was the only move I had, like just chain him and just set that, just set how it was going to be. Yeah, no, do you know Helensburgh is one of these towns? So I'm from the next town in Dumbarton, is where I live. But Helensburgh had a better scene. It's on the seafront and everything. And it's just one of those towns. It's like a club. Do you know that way? Once you're in it, you're in it. So if you drink in a certain pub, that's your community. That's it. So you kind of hang out with the people. You all become friends, and then you end up getting married. That's just the way it goes. So I went man hunting. You
Just
told
as
me like
this is a family show, so we'll keep it that you met in that particular corner. And it's an interesting looking place. It actually, is that wallpaper? So what is that
so it's
newspaper?
newspaper. So it's a very very cool. It's a music pub. So like the band Travis. You heard of
Hmm,
Travis?
yeah.
Right. So when Travis were what were they called? Glass Onion, I think, before they became Travis. They played like one of their first gigs in the Clyde Bar. So up the back is like a comedy cult club bit and a stage. And that's where Travis kind of had one of their first gigs was here. And then actually about 2003, when they were a big name, they redid one of the or they had a song and they did the video in the Clyde Bar. So they did it on the front of Helensburgh. So it's a one of these, it doesn't apologise for how it looks, very real music. Everybody knows everybody. That's it.
So
Don't
it's
complain.
not because of the unfortunate reputation that Scottish people have for being mean that the person who owns it won't go and get wallpaper and uses the paper. It's not because of that.
I don't know what you mean about us being mean, but
How
that's the
did you get
typical.
that reputation? Because I genuinely have never met a mean. Uh, is it the Celtic supporters chant that at the Rangers supporters or Hibs and Hearts? Because it's certainly I always find Scottish people no different than anyone else. What is that?
I think we kind of take umbrage about that as well. That we're mean. I don't think we are. I think we're very like the
Oh,
Irish. We're canny enough, and you can't kid a kidder, and we're very normal. I think we maybe just deliver it in a harsher way.
okay,
I think it's maybe our
okay,
delivery.
okay.
I don't know, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I
emotional
think we're a joy.
intelligence. Emotional intelligence in Glasgow is a headbutt.
It's like zero. Yeah, pretty
You
much.
really, you really do have to. But it's a wonderful reputation. It's a great reputation, and why not embrace it and
Yeah. You know
clarify
where
it?
you stand. That's it. You know where you stand
You
with us.
know
How
where
the
you know where you stand. So listen, we're there. Travis are after stopping playing. Your husband, you have him cornered, and you're after having a couple of drams. See that? Do you like what I did there?
Yeah, I like it. Nice.
Ah, yeah. And you're now going to give them a quote that's actually going to live with them for the rest of their life. What is it?
Oh, my quote. My quote is on my fridge. My quote is memento vivere. Remember to live. That is my quote. I have a memento vivere. It's Latin. Remember to live. Remember to live life to the fullest. Remember what it's about. Remember to live.
Isn't that just great? Because particularly as a working, busy mum that you are,
Yeah.
it can often be hard. I know my own wife, there's about a list of about 40 things and then do something for me.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
remember to. It's funny. My sister came in. She was oh, at that crossroads in her career, don't know what to do, and should I move, should I not? And she actually said, she says, I went into your fridge, and it was only because it's like a wee magnet on the fridge, and she went, she says, you were right, and she made this massive leap, and she just went, yeah, remember to live. It's not a rehearsal. You get one shot. Just be real and just do it and do it right. That's
And
it.
I hope that you have the English version, or do all your relatives speak Latin, which would be very impressive, by the way.
Well, we have been known to have a bit of Latin, but don't ask me any now. I only remember one Latin thing. So
But
but
where
yeah,
did
no,
you?
we all studied Latin. Yeah, we all studied Latin, and my sister and I we studied ancient Greek as well. So,
Wow. And on the fridge, is it in English as well, or is it just in
no, no,
Latin?
no, it's in Latin. No, it's in Latin. So
That's
how
very
impressive is
impressive.
that? See what you
That
find
is.
outside Nina. Unreal, isn't
How many people in my life have something written in Latin that someone
it?
come in and actually read it? But that's impressive. And you know, even the saying, it reminds me of my absolute hero since I've been a boy, very young, Billy Connolly. That's exactly his motto is, you know, live every moment and just laugh.
Just laugh. Do you know another great one of his?
Go on.
Never trust a person who, when left alone with a tea cozy, doesn't put it on his head. That kind of sums it up as well, doesn't it? You need to have fun and like,
You're absolutely right, because that's one of the opening sections of the book I'm reading at the moment from him, Windswept and Interesting.
and yeah,
And
it's a great book.
yeah,
So
it's exactly that. Never ever trust someone who wouldn't if left in a room. But that's the gang that you want to be in. But you know, that's unfortunately what's, to your point. As we get older, we get more are meant to get more responsible. We're meant to be this and we're meant to be that. But laughing is great, and I know you and I spent some time recently, and my jaw was hurting, and and the back of your head was hurting, and it was actually laughing. It's the greatest endorphin and serotonin release you'll ever have. So,
you
um,
know, I think we've been lucky to. Lucky is maybe the wrong word, but since that the dreaded C word, since COVID, everyone's been forced to be a bit more real. We've seen
mm,
people in their real lives. We've seen them in their backgrounds. We've seen kids or dogs or cats or everything jumping all over them. We're a lot more real now, I think, and I don't think there's anything wrong with carrying that on. And within your workplace, people engage with people, people buy from people, and you just have to keep that reality,
yeah,
literally keep it real. So
yeah. When the book comes out, just give us a heads up. It'll be good. You'll have your own quotes, and
there
you'll
you go.
be able
Oh yeah,
to.
I'll give you
Absolutely.
a copy. Don't worry.
So I guess you mentioned 5 years ago when we all had to sort of re-look and reset and motivate ourselves. So what keeps you motivated?
Do you know, again, the simple things. So we're in the industry that we're in, and it's busy and it's high tech and what have you. So I live out in the sticks, and you cannot beat. Okay, I'm overwhelmed, or there's a lot going on. If I just get up and walk away and take a wee step and have a breather, and then I can come back fresh. So the simple things keep you motivated. Simplest things, like I take a wee walk down to the. I live near the water. A wee walk down to the water, back up, a wee reset. There's nothing wrong with that. Just take a couple of minutes and clear the brain, and then you can come back and feel refreshed. And I think we forget to do that. We forget to slow it down. You could sit at a laptop for 3 hours and not achieve anything, or you
Yeah,
could take a 2 seconds deep breath, cup of tea, a wee look at a tree, come back in, and you'll be fine. So that's very, very simple. Keep it real, keep it motivating.
way back 100 years ago now, I remember somebody told me there's a reason that God made us sleep.
Yeah, that's actually good, babe. I like that.
It's the rest. It's just to do nothing. It's but the brain gets to rest, and that I guess I'm not a big um, professor or a practitioner, should I say? But people that do a lot of mindfulness
Yeah.
tell me that that's what it's all about. It's the emptiness nearly. The
Well,
emptiness rather than the way you see Bill Gates and all these dudes. I read 17 books a week, and I'm on holiday and I read. Actually, maybe it's just to do nothing is okay too.
just to switch off, like I love what we do. I love the industry we're in. It's fascinating, and all the people that you're talking to, and everything that goes on with it. But if you get to a point where you're so busy and you're overwhelmed, are you enjoying it at the overwhelmed stage? So
Mm.
just before you get to that notch, or when you get to, just take it down and remember what you're in it for, why you're doing it. You have to continue to enjoy what you do.
Yeah,
Um, let's say
yeah,
again, back to the quote, you know, you need to be living, you know, not to be a kind of a slave to it, and you'll definitely get more done and you'll enjoy it more, you know.
What was that great quote that, again, you're working to live or living to work? That was
Yeah,
always a good one. That was
yeah,
always a
that's
good one.
good.
And unfortunately, again, as we get a bit older and we grow up and when we're younger, we think having stuff and shit is actually a sign of success. And then, of course, you end up getting to the stage where you don't own the stuff, it owns you. Isn't that the whole?
That's it. And if you're an example to somebody, you know, whether it's the people you're working with or
Hmm.
whether it's your kids or family, and you're that example, what do you want to teach them? Like to burn yourself out completely, you know, to not have a handle, to not be enjoying it, to be
Yeah.
just what you know, what are you teaching? So in a work environment, if you saw your colleague was like, oh, completely overwhelmed, you wouldn't be saying, awesome, that's the dream. They've gone and
Sorry, did you just put up your thumb?
oh no, I know, I did. I actually put two up.
Oh,
And I
how
know a
could
certain
you?
individual who would just be laughing at this as well. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
How could you possibly? You know
I
better
know.
than most that that's passive aggressive.
So that's really passive aggressive. Well, I suppose
You
in the Gray actually did use it in that term.
you did, you did, and the 350,000 million people watching this, oh, you're only after pissing off half of them,
Well,
only, or twice as many of them. But
I'm used to that.
there you go. So let's finish off because you know I don't need to go to my therapist today. You've been a therapist. You've given me a quote. You've given me something to live by. You've given me all these wonderful things, and now you're going to teach me something in 60 seconds that I don't know.
Okay, well, I hope you don't know it because, like I say, I never assume I'm the smartest person in the room. However, I'll give you a little one. What's the first tartan on the moon? What was the first tartan?
Tartan, as in the cloth,
Yeah.
or the first tartan on the moon. This is like a Billy Connolly joke. I don't know. What was the first tartan on the
No
moon?
joke. It was the MacBean tartan was the first tartan to go to the moon. So there you go. So the second moon landing, it was one of the astronauts was a guy called Alan Bean. So he took the MacBean tartan to the moon. So there you go. So we're a tiny, small little clan, but our tartan was the first tartan to go to the moon. So there you go. So now you
That's
know I'm really out there. There you are.
You're looking down at me, even worse. I can't even go for a walk anymore. Now I'm going to see your clan
Well, we
looking
had to
down at
take
me.
they had to take it off. I don't think you're allowed to leave your rubbish on the moon. I don't think anybody owns it yet, but you have to take
No,
your stuff away. So, but it's been to the moon. It's now in some
that's.
tartan museum. There you go.
Do you know what my grandmother would have said to me? Because anything you'd like. She said, "Well, there's another wrinkle on your ass."
There you go.
So
Yeah,
there you go.
completely
So
useless piece of information.
yeah, another piece. And in fact, now that I have that information, I'm going to repeat that back to you and probably change it to the Conley clan from
Well,
clan o clan of
man,
of clanness. Danielle, it's been
yeah.
fun, it's been fast, but it's been interesting.
Thank you so much.
Terribly interesting to understand bits and pieces, and you learn a lot about somebody's psyche when they come on the show. So thanks a mil.
Thank you for having me. Great to see you again, and I'll see you very soon.